All right, so hello to the billions and people out there. Almost to 1,000 subscribers is pretty good. So I'm here with John again. We're doing another mentorship session. So say hello, John.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me, Grant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Appreciate
All right,
appreciate your
go ahead.
yeah no just appreciate your time. Thanks for having me.
All right, so we touched on it a little bit before I hit the record button. That the present situation is you've got a lot on your plate. You're balancing work life, family life, the career development. So we're gonna set this one up for success, and then we're gonna have a bit of an extended a break where we reconvene at a later time. It was actually meant to be a summer vacation for the institute anyway. So that makes a lot of sense. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the plan right now. Anyway,
All right, so yeah, let's dive into the present situation. So we know that you've got that break. So like, what's your preferred future? Like after the break, like what are you looking to get out of that break? And what can we do now to like help you better position yourself for a preferred future?
yeah, I think the question you asked is great. What I want for my preferred future, and that's I think the main reason why I think a little break would do me good because there's been just a lot of change in my um, with my work, and then the summer is very busy with having a family, and they're all off from school right now, and I feel like I just need a little bit of space to kind of step back a little bit and reevaluate, try to focus on what my long-term goals are,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and decide how I want to approach them. I've invested a lot of time and effort in this path of becoming a software engineer, and I definitely don't want to give up on it. Um, but I still want to have a clear end goal in mind. Um, whether that's just contributing to open source projects or whatnot on the side, or if that's having staying committed to obtaining a software engineering role. That's kind of what I think I'm trying to reevaluate and just make sure that whatever I'm doing now is going to set me up for success in that preferred future of mine. So just want some clarity and a little time and space. I think will help with that. Um, with the new job that I've been in for the last month, it's definitely been more difficult, like you mentioned, having the time, finding the time to dedicate um, to what my goal has been, which has been getting a job as a software engineer, and um, I enjoy it. I would like to continue down the path, but I think that could look differently depending on what my goals are. So
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like your new job is exciting. It's keeping you busy. It's more of a direction you wanted to be in. So your goal of career development sounds like this is an incremental step towards that. So what are yeah, and then the other thing about there is such thing as the sunk cost fallacy. I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but if you buy a movie ticket, the ticket is $10, and the traffic's terrible. I want to go to the movie, but the traffic, I know it's going to annoy me. The movie didn't get very good reviews. But I already paid the $10. I have to go to the movie. You go see the movie. The movie sucks. The traffic is terrible. You had a terrible night. If instead you threw that ticket in, in the trash, now you're no longer a victim of the sunk cost fallacy, and you saved all that time, you saved all that hassle, and yeah, you're out $10, but it was a better night.
Yeah, I haven't heard that, but I understand what that's kind of saying, and I think something we haven't really talked about much together is like my age and how that might play a factor in my long-term goal. I'm, you know, just turned 48, 48 years young, but that's maybe not young in the tech world, where there is a lot of competition, and I'm not doubting myself that I could do this, but I also think it is plays into it because it could take another year or so, to get to my preferred state, um, of being a software engineer and starting at the bottom of the totem pole. So there might be other options,
Yeah,
like you said.
yeah, it sounds like you're trying to find a niche. So like, what are some ideas for that you have? You mentioned trying to start at the bottom of the totem pole. Have you considered maybe starting like at the in the middle? Because like you have like a lot of experience. Being older, I think inherently instills more wisdom because you've seen more things out there in the real world. So leadership seems like something that is consistently given to those that are older. So have you had kind of ideas, like what kind of ideas do you have regarding like finding your niche, like knowing what you want to work for? You mentioned the bottom of the totem pole. Have you thought about other areas of it?
I haven't really thought too much. Um, I mean, I've tried to stay open to different ideas. We talked a little bit about like narrowing the focus to the industry and areas that are hiring where I've had previous experience, like government roles and defense industry type things where I could leverage security clearance. That kind of changes the niches a little bit in my mind. Also, um, one of the preferred factors in my preferred future is trying to stay local here in Utah, where I am, and um, so I also that kind of narrows it down more, to what's available, what people are hiring for, government contracting and the limited government type roles that are available here. Um, for software engineering, I wouldn't say they're huge, but I think that's as narrow a niche as the idea is to try to make make it so I can stay here and also, uh, find something that I could leverage. And like you say, I think if I did leverage my experience, um, that I might not have to start out at the very beginning because I have like the institutional or industry knowledge, domain knowledge to give me a little bit more of a leg up, not starting out at scratch, even though it might be like my first serious like IT type or software role. I would still have some knowledge and experience in that area. So that's kind of my, I guess, niche. That might not be very specific, but that's kind of the path that I've been heading down to try to make it more feasible to find something and uh, maybe also come in at a higher rate because that's also a factor where starting out the bottom of the totem pole is kind of hard pay wise. But again, having, if I'm going to an industry where I have some experience, and generally government and clearance related positions pay a little bit of a premium for that skill and credential.
Yeah, I noticed you mentioned, and you corrected yourself. You were looking, you said software engineering as opposed to IT. And I think that was a good correction because you have, like a decade of experience in like CCNA type IT roles. And you just graduated from an educational program in IT. Is that correct?
An educational program in software engineering and web development.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't want to. My preferred role would definitely be software development over like an IT systems management or hardware management type of role. That's why I did correct myself because if I'm going to go down this road, I'm hoping to get um, do the thing that I've enjoyed doing thus far instead of completely pivot to a new area in tech because
Okay.
it's such a broad industry.
Yeah, yeah. And the reason I kind of jumped on that because it sounded like what I'm hearing you say is like bottom of the totem pole. It sounds like you have a lot of ideas to get in new. To be a junior person to make a shift and start from ground one. But in terms of incubation, in terms of like idea, what else I hear you say kind of contradicts with that. You completed a program for software engineering. You are educated as a software engineer, and not only that, like you have this broader domain experience of you said like you can get a job managing a system, and like that seems very much related to any kind of software engineering. It's going to happen on a system. You're going to be doing the development on and within systems. So like is that like is that kind of fair to say that like some of the ideas you have might kind of presume a sort of newness that perhaps you don't really have?
I guess to some extent, yes. I think what I was alluding to is like going and doing like management of Windows workstations as opposed to like doing some form of software development. Like it could be completely new language um, doing software development that I haven't, ex- don't have experience in, but and that would be new, but I would definitely have experiences and the training that I could draw from. But I was just more thinking like a systems management and in like managing workstations, fixing printers, those kinds of roles. But yeah, I definitely have experience and I do want to leverage that. Um, I, I know if I find the right opportunity, um, that it wouldn't be starting at the bottom of the totem pole because there are some good opportunities. It's maybe just very select and requiring some additional networking and um, maybe some new skills, but definitely can leverage on what I have. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I do I guess I don't want to short sell my previous experience. I think that's what you were getting at, right?
Yeah, exactly. You've done work for the Agile Institute. You have PRs to show for yourself. You have a decade of experience in the space. It was doing more kind of a different area. But yeah, it sounds like some of the ideas you have kind of presume a level of newness that I think if somebody asks you, how many years of experience do you have, you might say, I don't have any because, I just finished this training program and I'm trying to get into this new area of this field, but I'm not sure that would be a fair answer because, you have a lot of experience adjacent and you just completed this program.
Yeah, that is a great point, and I really appreciate you pointing that out. And yeah, it might be something that that you that I discount if I talk to someone in a software role saying, yeah, I have limited experience instead of trying to highlight what I do have. Yeah,
All
that
right.
that definitely help.
Okay, so after this break, and maybe even during, what's a good first step to implement it? And when I say during, I don't, enjoy your break. I'm not saying to, it's about,
Yeah.
work life balance. We discussed that. That's definitely a preferred future. You want to really get a good handle on that. So regarding implementation, to get to your absolute preferred future, even beyond what it is now, what would be a good step?
I like to just brainstorm different ideas in how, the what are the possibilities of using this newfound skill and not limit it to um, necessarily having a full-time job necessarily. Um, I want to think a little bit outside of that box because of the possibility that I might just continue down um, doing like what I have experience in already, where I can get well paying job, but then also still leverage it. That might be um, building websites for my friends and family. It could be just continuing to contribute to Mentor Hub and growing my skills that way. But I think just envisioning different possibilities. Try not to limit myself to like a single thing, and just kind of think about um, some of the different ways where I might not have considered to this point.
All right. So the next part is yeah, celebration. So I'm not sure, so we haven't discussed yet how long the break will be. If you're not sure yet, you can let me know later. But it sounds like the easy answer to this would be you got to spend time with your family. Because they're on summer break. So it sounds like we would be meeting after that. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think um, probably at least a month. Um, my kids go back to school in the middle of August, so probably around that time, um, hoping to have a little more um, clarity too. And I don't want to completely step away from like some of the goals that I've been trying to implement, like some of the just professional development stuff. Try to do some little things here and there, work on some coursework, you know, try to make some um, PRs in Mentor Hub, um, but kind of just a little reset. I think will do well and moving forward and whatever my long term goals end up being.
All right, so I think this is a good typically this the last part of the wheel transformation is like the hardest, so I don't leave a lot of time for it, but I think in the 6 minutes that'll be a good amount of time because you've made a lot of discoveries. You need more time for life rather than work, so that's an important discovery and that's good to be aware of and to make that happen. So that's a discovery. Now you've mentioned a lot about other kinds of discoveries, such as research. Such as finding that perfect. And I didn't mean to say like that the bottom of the totem pole is bad. If it's a higher totem pole, starting at the bottom might be a good bet. But it sounds like you're attempting to make discoveries for like what truly is your ideal, perfect, preferred future is a little bit hazy still. Is that correct?
Yeah. I think that is kind of what I'm learning is, I went through the boot camp that was 4 months long. I worked as like um, they call him a seer, but basically teacher assistant in the a similar course for another 6 months. So almost a year, and I have one idea of what I wanted to do. But I think what taking away is, um, perspective and life changes, and it's okay to reevaluate, um, make changes to your goals. Um, you don't have to completely abandon them, um, but you can change how you envision using them. But I don't know. My goal may not change. I may still want to do software development as a full time job,
Mhm.
but I think leaving the door open for other possibilities. Um, there are pros and cons to doing that. So um, just being open to change, looking at different possibilities, and maybe listening to other people's perspective will be helpful as I try to figure it out.
Okay, yeah. So I'm filling out your now scope a bit more completely. So the three things I put in there is freelance projects. Hey, a little money on the side, and then actual experience to brag about. That sounds great. That I think that was an idea that you brought up. And then the goal, life. Yeah. Kids are on break. Kind of getting that preferred future. But the last thing that I put on there, I brought up before, is I think that sunk cost fallacy. It's hard to get a sense of that, and don't get me wrong to think that I'm telling you to do one thing or the other. This is open ended. It's to help you. Your situation better than I ever will. So I'm not saying in bringing up the sunk cost fallacy that you need to do one thing or the other. I'm just saying that it can be difficult to make decisions. So I think learning more about some of the ways decisions can go wrong due to the way our brains handle them, perhaps in less than perfect ways, can help.
Yeah, I understand it. It's a good. It's always good to consider how you're approaching the problem and maybe thinking about it, because that can lead to maybe some bias or lead you one way or the other. So no, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, but what I've seen, you're making contributions to GitHub, Mentor Hub. You're the only one who wrote a thing that we could have that design thinking process review of. We haven't done that with anyone else's work so far that I'm aware of. So really, really, and then you've got the education. You really do have experience. Like I kind of hear you saying that you don't, and maybe you don't for one exact specific thing, but who does except the few people already working in it, so it sounds like things are on the right track, and after this break you might have some more clarity about where to go.
Yeah, I appreciate you pointing out those positives because yeah, it can be difficult times at times too when you're going about it for a long time and you don't necessarily feel like you're getting results, even though you're making progress. Uh, yeah, it's nice to step back and acknowledge some of the things that I've done. So, thanks again for that.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty easy to bring up. So as far as when you want to resume, maybe I'm not sure if you have that figured out exactly now. So maybe if you can just follow up and like send me the date or something like that.
Yeah, I will reach out to you probably on Discord. I think is the only way I think I know to get hold of you. Or yeah, I'll just send you a message on Discord,
Yeah, Discord's perfect.
and then we can resume then. But yeah, thanks for all your time and effort. Hopefully, you don't feel like it's been uh, a waste or anything. But yeah, totally thank you for everything.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's a waste. Thank you for being a part of it. If we're talking about me, I'm becoming a mentor. I've got things to show for myself for that. We've got you. You've been really gracious to agree to be recorded. I've got that up on my YouTube channel. So I offer thanks to you as well. For allowing me this opportunity to become a really effective mentor.
No worries. No worries.
All right, so with that, I think I'll stop the recording, and then I'll see you after the things kind of calm down a bit.
All right. Thanks, Graham.
Yeah,